Good afternoon, everyone. So today onwards, we are going to start our Django class. Okay. First cup, at least 1 week, will go slowly. Okay. Then gradually we'll increase the speed once we get into the subject. Yes, I have also told you about the networking. Okay, with Python. Networking would be the last concept of Python, but I have skipped that particular concept because it is also included in Django. Not too much, but yes, I will cover this networking concept as well in between before starting of the Django properly, the coding part. Okay, so mostly after 2 days, I will tell you the networking concept. Clear? Second thing that all of you are existing batch itself. Okay, uh, existing itself. So those who haven't completed the Python, okay, let me be clear about it. Those who haven't completed the Python. Second, those who are new to this online, offline, anyone. Those who are new to this and if they don't know Python, so they should not join this particular class because Python is needed. Python is mandatory to know here, right? Plus, what are the thing we have to understand? What are the subject we need to understand before learning Django? Is your front end part, okay? HTML, CSS, JavaScript. At least 50 to 60% of HTML, CSS you have to know. Second thing, that when you are working with HTML, CSS, obviously you will also work with JavaScript. So JavaScript, not too much in depth, but yes, at least 70% of JavaScript you have to know. Okay, so almost we also have completed. I would say 60% of JavaScript we have also completed. We are in array. Next topic we will see is sees event handling and event listener. These all concept. Then error handling, how to handle the errors, and then we will go for the proper project of the front end part. That is a different case when it comes to front end part. Okay. uh, in Django, you must have to have a knowledge of front end, that is HTML, Java, CSS, JavaScript. Bootstrap would be the additional. If you know Bootstrap, that would be one advantage for you. If you don't know, that is also fine. Bootstrap is nothing but it makes enhance the CSS and HTML. Okay, basically Bootstrap is not it is not a particular language, or it is not a particular scripting. It just makes your HTML, CSS more effective and efficient while working with HTML and CSS, right? And the second thing, in Django, first couple of days we will see just the theory part of it, because some of the people may more join here. Okay, so we will go slowly. Then gradually we will boost up the speed. Okay, and again I'm telling you, if you haven't completed the Python yet, please do complete the Python before starting of the Django, because obviously couple of days more than that we will see the installation, the networking part of Python, the theoretical part of Django, that we will see. But once we get into the subject, you cannot able to understand what we are going through. Okay, so you have to have a good knowledge in Python. That is mandatory here. Compulsorily you should have the knowledge here. Okay, it is about both online, offline, everyone. So whoever so are feeling like I cannot do Python, you can't even do Django as well, because Django is totally based on Python. Each and every file of Django, the pre-built file of Django is based on what? Python itself. Okay. So you have to have a good knowledge in Python. You have to have a good uh, you have a good grab in this also front end part also. Good knowledge in front end part. Okay. So these two things are really important. And the third thing is your concentration. If you feel unnecessarily sitting here, you may definitely go outside without asking. No issues. But don't sit here without any reason. Okay. Totally you have to focus here. That is in your screen. Okay. And you have to be concentrated here. Okay. Some of the concept you may have also already studied. Some of the concept you might feel like, yes, it is a new thing for me. So these things you have to, if you present in class properly, then only you can able to understand. Any new student here we have? You are existing, right? 49 batch. Your name? Sai Pavan. Yeah, yeah. Okay, fine. And any online? Any new student? All are existing itself. Harsha is there. Fine. Am I clear with this? Okay. So those who haven't completed the Python, you have at least 4 to 5 days, or you can say this week, complete the Python properly, at least up to object oriented concept. Okay. At least up to object oriented concept, you have to have a good knowledge in Python. That's it. One thing. Okay. Forget about pandas, forget about numpy, forget about multi-threading is also important, because we are going to see some synchronous and synchronous examples. Okay. But if you don't know multi-threading as well, we will see further. I will help you. But before that, at least up to object oriented programming, you have to have a good knowledge. Got it? Clear it is? If you get any doubt also, come to me, ask me about the Python. But don't keep Python aside, because if you keep Python aside, you are keeping total content aside. Okay. Python is really important here. That's why we have started with backend, then we have gone through the front end part, and now we are in Django. Because with Python, that is the main concept here, main language here, that is a backend language. And front end, we are connecting backend with front end using our framework. Okay. Framework is a pre-built conceptual, you can say, an structure, you can say it is. Okay. It is an structure, already it is present in Django software. Okay. You can say it is a Django software. Only thing, you have to use it, you have to make some little bit change for that. That's it. Got it? So this thing you have to understand here. Second. Okay, let's start with the Django class now. First of all, uh, before starting the Django, okay, before starting the Django, you have to know about what is framework. Okay, what is frameworks? And I'm not particularly talking about only Python framework. Okay, I'm not talking about only Python framework. I'm talking about overall framework. What is the meaning of framework here? Sorry, why do we actually use this framework? Okay, so I'll go for it. Let me tell you with an example what is framework here. Okay, framework. Let me give you a simple example. When you build an app, when you build a building, for example, your home. When you're building an home, house, you can say, not home. You're building an house. What are the things you need here? What are the things you need here? First is you need to lay the foundation. Yes or no? You need to lay the foundation. Second, concretes and all the stuffs, right? You will go for construction of, you will get all the concretes, you can say bricks, and sands and all, so many things we have, right, to construct the walls, construct the walls, you can say. Okay, then after constructing wall and everything will get done, you will do what? You will call the plumbing team and electricians to complete all these stuffs, like all the plumbing part and electricians part, taking care of all lights and fans and all. Yes. Okay, then fifth thing, what you will do, you will make a design of that. That means how to design the internal part. Before designing, you will go for what? You will go for painting, right? Painting with the interior designing. Clear? So what you are basically, what you are making, you are making a building or building a house, okay, by following these many steps. Yes or no? Okay, by following these many steps. That means only for making one house, you are following first step, that is laying the foundation, then construction, then plumbing and electrician, and then painting and all. So many tasks are there, and will take so many times also. To build a house, almost 1.5 2 years will take, because that depends on the construction site. If it is good, if it is the environment is good, the workers are good, then you can complete in 1 year as well, right? But instead of this, why would we go for, sorry, yeah, instead of this, why don't we choose an apartment? Why don't we choose an apartment which will be having all these things already? Prior it is, everything is being created. Yes or no? Only what we are doing, we are buying this apartment. We are buying this apartment. Did I do anything previously what we have done over there? No. That means pre-built building, pre-built house, you are just buying it. Yes or no? Because in this particular case, if you check, after following these many things, you also have to take care of the interior designing. Interior, what are the things you need to change, you need to modify, you need to do. That means again, after 1 year, for making it more perfect, making the house more perfect, 1 more year you will take for interior designing and all, so many wooden work and ceiling and all, so many things. Then it will take 1 more year. How many years? Total 2 years you are taking. For buying an house, how many year you will take? You will take only 2 to 3 days for all the formalities. Yes, and immediately you will get an house. Now with this house, as this is a pre-built house, sorry, as this is a pre-built house, you do not have to take care about the walls and laying foundation and all those things. What you have to take care? Only the interior part. Interior part in the sense, sorry, interior part in the sense what? Modification. Modification, adding new things. Okay, you will be having the structure, you will be having total structure. Only thing you are going to do is what? You are going to modify it, you are going to add new things to make your house more attractive. Yes or no? That everyone does the same. When they buy a house, everything will be in proper way, well structured, well furnished, everything will be there. Only thing what they will do, interior, some modification they will do, some changes they will do, something they will add, and home is ready to use. Yes or no? Same thing. Why I have used this particular concept in programming language also. In programming language also, we will be having the same concept. First, if I go for learning front end part, that is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, okay, learning these things, and learning Python, learning Django. Okay, why I have told you that you must have to understand this, because you are going to take this HTML CSS into what? Django. You are going to use this Python to what? Django. And why I have used this particular concept here, because Django is a framework. And let's talk about, not talk about Django, I'll talk about the framework itself. Why all are getting, you are going to deliver something? Okay, why I have talked about, spoke about this particular concept. Now in framework, we do the same thing. Framework provides us just the structure. Framework provide us an structure, and structure of the programming language. Let's talk about the Python. It is a predefined application, you can say. Framework, Django framework is nothing but a predefined application which is already present. Already all the codes has been already inserted in our Django. What we have to do? We have to add the new content. We have to modify few things. That's it. Okay, that's why the framework is kind of a pre-written code. Pre-written code it is a pre-written code already present in the software, and we do not have to write these things from the scratch. From the scratch, we do not have to write it, no, because already everything is there. What we have to do? We need to add the back end, we need to add the front end, we need to add the database. That's it. And based on those things, it is going to operate the particular application. Clear it is? Clear? So basically, framework is nothing but it is a pre-written code, and it is a conceptual structure, you can say. Okay, which is a conceptual structure which is used to take servers, which is used to take URLs, which is used to take so many things in a one go, or in a one bunch, you can say, and used for making an application. Clear it is? You consider one more example. There is a brick. Everyone knows brick, right? Everyone knows brick. Brick, how to create brick? How to make a brick? Let's say there is a person who is hand making the brick. So what he has to do? He has to measure the brick first. What is the length of the brick? What is the width of the brick? Yes or no? Based on this, what he will do? He will create the brick by the hand. By hand itself, he is creating a brick. Okay, how many times? Let's say he has an order of creating 20 bricks. How many times he is going to create a brick? 20 times? Yes or no? 20 times? And 20 times he is going to measure the brick. Did you understand? Okay, but in the other hand, what I will do is, I will give him one, you can say, structure of the brick. There is a structure. Okay, there is a structure of the brick I have given to him, and what I have told him, that whatever the mixture you have created for the brick, you just put it inside this and keep it aside in the heat of environment to just make the brick. Now what he has to do? Do he need to measure the brick? No, already the structure is there. what we call it as, we call it as for the structure we call it as, in Hindi we call it as sacha. I don't know in English what we call it as. Uh-huh. Whatever it is. Okay, so we give a structure to him. So based on the structure, now what, this time he was taking the time, let's say he was taking for 20 breaks, he was taking 2 days, 2 days. Now he will complete this particular task in 1 day itself, 1 day itself. That means obviously time is less here, time is less here, because it has the inbuilt structure, it has the inbuilt structure, rather than finding out creating the break by hand. What we will do, we will create an structure, proper structure, and we'll keep all the you can say mixture inside the structure to make the break. How easy it is? Same thing in programming term also. We have the framework, which is a already pre-written code we have, that we are going to use in our application. Did you understand? Clear it is? What is framework? Okay. Now let's write down what is framework. When we talk about framework, it is a conceptual structure. Okay. Already pre-written code we can say. Okay. So what is framework? A framework is a set of conceptual structure and guideline guidelines, you can say. Clear it is it clear? It is a conceptual structure and guideline, and used to build something useful, used to build something useful. Am I clear with this? Clear? Okay. Yeah. A framework may include functions, functions, classes. Okay, classes and functions, you can say class functions and classes. Inside of classes itself, we will take the variables. We call it as instance or class level members. Okay, instance member or class level members. Already we have seen these things. Okay, so which may include frameworks. Frameworks may include functions and classes. See, that's why I'm saying that it is a pre-written code. Pre-written code in what type of concepts? It could also include functions. It could also include classes. It could only include the function, not classes. It could only include classes, not functions, or vice versa, you can say. Clear it is? That's why I'm telling you, everyone should know at least up to oops concept. Okay, because next Django is total depends on object oriented programming when it comes to more things. Okay, and one more thing, that is module. Okay, everyone knows how package work, how module works. Everyone knows, right? So three important things are functions, modules, and object oriented. These three things you have to have 100% knowledge of this. Clear? That's why I have mentioned here, right? So it is a predefined which is predefined predefined structure. Okay, predefined structure that can be used to process inputs. Inputs from what? Inputs from the user. Okay, input from the user, right? Input, once the user gives the input, it comes to the server. Server will respond to the input and will give back the result. Understood? Clear it is? So that's why the networking concept is important. We need to understand what server does, and how to send the request to the server, how server responds to the receiver. Okay, that we will see later on. Did you understand up to now? Clear it is? What is framework? Framework is nothing but it is a conceptual structure, and or we can also call it as a guidelines, rules, okay, which we have to follow while writing any code in the framework. Clear? Okay, basically we are not going to write any code in framework. Coding part is different. When I say coding, coding is a backend. When I say backend, backend includes your programming language and the database. You are going to use those things inside the framework. Yes, as well as yes, you are going to write the codes in framework like Django as well, but not that much what you have to write in backend. Clear it is? Okay. And the second thing is what? Front end part. Front end is just to show the output of the backend to the front end part. Okay, that is it. So input and manages, also manages hardware, manages the hardwares, manages the hardware devices. Okay, devices, and you can say and interact with the system software, you can say interact with the system software. Okay, one more time. A framework may include functions and classes, which is a predefined structure that can be used to process input, manages the hardware device in the sense our system, and interact with the system software. Clear it is? Whatever the input we give, it will process it, and then based on the system software, it will give us the result. Clear it is? But in between, so many things will happen. That thing we have to understand here. Okay, and that too, if I start directly what is Django, what is all these things, you will never be able to understand what is the purpose of Django. Clear? Okay. And this is yesterday one of my student from evening batch, he has given one interview, and there they asked what is the difference between Python and Java. You won't expect these type of questions from from an interviewer, right? Because you may think like interviewer will ask from some tricky part, like from functions, from object oriented. We never know from where they may ask the question, right? So they asked this question, and he has answered something, something he has answered, and he came to me, sir, I have answered this question like this. Is it true? Is it right or wrong? So what I'm trying to say is, you will never know what type of question they are going to ask you, and you have to be prepared fully. Okay, you have to be prepared before you go to the interview. Okay, plan, write your questions, each and every question, what question they may ask. See, Python is, if you think Python is too vast, go to Java and see what is Java. Java is most vaster than this Python in the field of concepts, I can say. Because how we have completed Python, if you go into Java, in Java also we have so many advanced topic, so many things. If you have learned Java, anyone, then you would know about the Java as well. Okay, so many things we have in Python, but as compared to Java, we have less things, and those less things only you have to understand. Okay, that's why Python is bit easy than Java. Okay, no extra things, no unnecessary things. There are unnecessary things also, I can't say unnecessary, but some things which is not actually important, that too also we have to understand over there. Understood? Clear? Okay, right. So the purpose of the framework is to allow the developers to focus on building on building the application, or building a unique application, unique unique application features. Okay, features for their, or I'll say unique features for their projects, rather than writing codes from the scratch. Clear it is? Rather than writing code from the scratch in the sense beginning. Okay, we do not have to write. Okay, daily you are cooking. Okay, daily you are cooking, everyone knows khichdi. You know khichdi, how to make khichdi. Okay, so that is a famous food for a bachelor, right? Because it doesn't require so much time, it doesn't require so much energy, right? So it is a famous and common food for a bachelor, but I don't like, I don't cook it. Okay, but what khichdi is, that we need some components, right? Before preparing it, we need some components in the sense food items. Like we need potato, we need tomato, we need so many things we have. Okay, in how many quantities we need to give, if I don't know, daily I will prepare the food with different taste. Yes or no? Sometimes I prepare it with a good taste, sometimes with a worst taste, right? But if I say, somewhere I will write it that two potatoes and half cup of rice, half cup of pulse, and so many things with proper quantity if I give, that means next time I can read the particular note, and I can put all the stuffs in the cooker, and I can make it properly, right, with the same taste. Yes or no? That is a pre-built, already we have decided, and we are going to use this to make the food again and again. That's why this framework can also provide us a reusability of the code. Reusability of the code in the sense, all the components you have already decided, the note you have made, 2 cup of this, 2 cup of this, two potatoes, two tomatoes, and so many things, and again you are going to use those things. That's why frameworks also provide us the feature of the framework. Why to use framework? Because it also provides us the code reusability again and again, component reusability. Clear? Okay, so we'll see what actually this means when it comes to programming. Okay, framework programming. So why use framework? The first question they'll ask is, why to use the framework? What is the advantages of using framework here? Sorry. The first, it has the collection of tools. Collection of tools. Still, I'm not talking about the Django particularly. I'm talking about the framework itself. Then we will see what is a web framework. Okay, because framework may have different behaviors for different places. Where they went? No, they are not in call. They went outside for some reason. Okay, they they have taken their notebooks as well. Collection of tools. Okay, so why use the framework? Because it has the collection of tools, different types of tools. Okay, next you can say that no need to start from the scratch. No need to start from the scratch. That means from the beginning haven't need to write the code. Okay, clear it. And third, you can say it also, as you can say that it is a pre-written code. We do not have to write it again and again, and we do not need to start from the scratch. It is going to take less time. Okay, or you can say it, you also can say it as save the time. It saves the time as well. Saves the time as well. As it is saving the time, it also will increase the productivity. Yes or no? It also will increase the productivity. So I can say it improves the productivity. Clear it is. And as this, already we have seen the particular backend language of any kind of framework. For example, is Spring. Spring is used for Java, right? So if you know Java, then only you can understand Spring. Okay, if you know there is a PHP framework is there, Laravel. Okay, so if you know PHP, then only you can know the framework, right? Similarly, if you know the Python, then only you can use what? Django, right? It is not only about Django. Along with Django, we have so many different you can say framework we have for Python, right? We have Django, along with we have Flask, we have Bottle, we have so many. Okay, so but basically nowadays and majorly used by the companies, the framework which is used by the companies is what? Django itself. YouTube is using Django, Reddit is using Django, and somewhere Instagram is also using Django. um, Facebook is also using Django. Basically Django is more useful for creating a dashboard. I cannot say only for dashboard, but mostly. Okay, dashboard in the sense the mm, I'll tell you later on. I'll tell you what it is. Okay, later on I'll show you how to create a dashboard and how to insert the data, how to create the data, how to fill particular place, and how to store those data into a database. Okay, Java, Python, sorry, Django, one of the framework which has an inbuilt database in it. Okay, which has one of the inbuilt database in it, that is known as SQLite data. It is an inbuilt data in Django we have. Clear it is. Okay, and also it has a clean code, that if you know the codes of Python, you would easily be able to understand Django as well. Clear it is. Am I clear with this? Okay, sixth one, you can say it is also good for testing. uh, Before this, I'll reusability of the code. Reusability of the code. I can reuse the code again and again. Okay, for a particular project I can reuse. See, one time you are creating a project, one time you are creating an application in a Django, and same application, same project, you can copy paste somewhere else. Just you have to make some changes. You are using, basically you are reusing the code somewhere else as well. When you create a project in a Python, there will be a multiple file it is going to create, and those files will be having a predefined codes over there. I am using that particular project. Okay, same project Ashwini will also create, and Ashwini will also get the same types of files with same pre-written code. Can't we say it as a reusability of the code? Understood? Clear it is. And the seventh one, you can say it is used in testing. Okay, it is used in testing as well. Am I clear with this? Testing of the data, testing of the code. Clear it is. So let's start with okay, let's talk about now what is web framework. We can have mobile application framework as well. Okay, we can have any different types of framework. Let's talk about only web framework. What is web framework here? Okay, it is quite similar to what we have seen. Okay, but mostly web framework, either it is going to follow MVT pattern, or it is going to follow MVC pattern, model view controller or model view template. Okay, we needn't to see what is model view controller, because it is a part of different, like mostly we use in .NET uses the framework, some framework is there, I don't know, that uses MVC pattern. Somewhere in Java also, I guess so, it is also Spring also uses MVC pattern, model view controller. The Django uses MVC pattern, model view template, sorry, MVT, model view template. Okay, model view template, what these three terms are, I will tell you later on, but let's see what is framework first. A web framework, or we can also call it as or web application framework. Okay, which is used, or which helps us to build web applications. Clear it is. And it has a predefined tools, predefined libraries, okay, which can be used while using the web framework, right? So a web framework provides tools and libraries, okay, tools and libraries to simplify common web common web development operations. Clear it is. Okay, this can be, or you can say this includes web services, web services, web API. Okay, APIs, I hope everyone knows what is APIs. Yes, and other other resources. Clear it is. Okay, And yes, it performs it works on two different patterns, MVC and MVT, model view controller, model view template. Clear it is? So you write uh, web framework helps with a variety of tools, or a variety of tasks, you can say, from templating and databases access to session maintenance, session management, you can say management, you can say maintenance, you can say management, you will say management, and code reuse, code reuse. Templating, what is templating? I'll tell you. How to connect database, that is also. Session management is one thing. Session is nothing but server to user, user to server, server to client, client to server. That is a session. When you stop the session, you are just terminating the link between the client and the this server. Okay, when you ending the session, you can say, when you ending the session, you are ending the link. Understood? Clear it is? Okay, there we will see get and post, how to get, how to post, everything we will see. Okay, next. More than 80%, 80%, mm, 80% of the programming language, or let's say framework, you say frameworks are rely on the MVC pattern. Okay, MVC pattern or MVC model view. I'll write it properly. Model view controller, controller architecture, you say architecture. More than 80% of the frameworks are rely on the model view controller architecture. Clear it is? But nowadays it has been changed. Okay, nowadays this has been changed because of our Django. Okay, most of the companies, because it is quite easy to understand, easy to use. Okay, pre-written code, so many things, so many libraries, so many tools it has provided. That's why this number could have changed, okay, previously, and now it is something different. Did you understand? So this is about today. What we have seen is what is web framework and what is web framework. Clear it is? Do you have any question today? Any other guys online? Online. Do you have any question? 13 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 25. Why so less? Okay. So shall we stop it here? Any question? Okay. So thank you so much, guys. See you tomorrow. As I've already told you, we'll go slowly for a couple of weeks, you can say. Not couple of weeks, 1 week. Okay. Then we will gradually will increase the uh, timings also, as well as the speed. Okay. Done. So go and have lunch. Okay. Thank you and have a great day. Bye bye.